What is up, guys? Today I'm so excited. Today I actually finally came up home and put up once again my artist deck profile for the past ban list of June 2017. This is really fun. I'm really happy that I just basically drop up and not drop up, just basically put out Norden, put up Speeder Terratop, because there were problematic cards, and the thing that I wasn't expecting is just basically getting autos at full power again. I just so excited. And one thing I'm going to note to you guys, I actually want to, this week I'm probably going to upload a lot more videos. I will talk to you when I will add or not add, like I'll say in the next video. Probably going to upload another one tomorrow, but without any holdups, let's get started, because this deck profile, sorry, I'm so excited. And it's more of a pure build of Odd Eyes, not more, you could say, what is it called, some engines. There's almost no other cards in the Magician, Odd Eyes, and Performables, but without any holdups, let's get started. So starting off with the monster count, triple of the man himself, Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, because this card double damage, and during the end phase, if it's in the Pendulum Zone, it can search for herself a monster with 1500 attack or less, which is a Pendulum monster. So this card is such an amazing card. It's the main combo pieces of the deck. I don't understand why people want to run this card at 2, but this card is such a good card. So I run it at 3. And then for the other Odd Eyes name, you want to run one Light Phoenix because it's protection and another name, like I said, and one Unicorn because it's a high scale. Now, those two guys are searchable by Sky Iris. In the future, when we get the Zark Magician, this build is going to change completely, but for now, we're also using the Performapal as an engine. And then finally, Unlimited. I run triple copies of Performapal Skullcrobat Joker. I'm so happy that this guy is finally down from the ban list, because I don't think that he was the problem back in the day. I think that the only problem was a monkey board, but without any, it is pretty good. So you want to run triple of him. Then double Sorcerer. Now Sorcerer is a very good card as well, but it is can get cloggy very much if you open up multiple copies. And today we also have a way to search him, so you don't need more than 2. And then the last copy, in the last card we run the Pot of Greed of the deck, which are Gidurtle and Lizardraw, because you can search them with Sorcerer after you clear your scales or whatever. Put this in scale, draw a card, pop it, and just draw 2 cards, so it's really good. And then one last card for Performables, which are very underrated card. I run one copy of Golem, because it's a really good card for fusions. And that's it for my Performapals and Odd Eyes cards. Now we move on to our Magicians. I run, first off, triple of the best card in the deck, Wisdom Eye Magician. This card is such an amazing card. You want to run triple on this because it's busted. You can just put 2 scales of Wisdom Eye, you can just search 2 other Magicians, because if you have a Performapal or a Magician monster in your other Pendulum Zone, you can basically pop this card and put another Magician, which is basically not him, in the Pendulum scale. So you can basically fill up your extra deck, and it's not once per turn, so you want triple of this guy. And then I run also, for my main Magicians, I run triple of Oath, because this guy is really important. I don't understand, again, why people run at 2. This guy is just basically a recycler, and I want to see this guy in my hand as soon as possible, and in my scales as well. So I want triple of this guy. And during the Link era, just to let you know, this guy will become very important, because you want to recycle from your extra deck. So this guy, I don't understand why people run it at 3. And then I also run triple Dragon Pit, because it's your scale 8, very good for a level 7 place, and your spot and your spell and trap removal for your opponents. So that's really good. And then for my one-offs of Magicians, I run one Dragon Pulse, because it's another level 4. It's my face-up monster removal if I need it. One in Noble, because it's my tuner, and I just don't need more than the one. It just really clogs if you have more than one, and just this guy, this girl is really good in the graveyard, so you want to see her there, not more than that. And then one copy of Janki, because Janki is just a broken card just to deal with light monsters, and it's another bit stick, and it's also good for your Oda's Raging Dragon plays. And then lastly, Magician, a really underrated Magician because it's, in my opinion, is a very, very good Magician. Protecting your Pendulum monsters from destruction is one Time Breaker Magician. And in my opinion, it's really, really good. Now, I was considering to run the Time Gazer because if I can just basically have him in the scale and Time Gazer on the field, I get 2 protections, one for the scale and one for monsters on the field, Pendulum monsters on the field for once per turn. So it's really, really good. But I just didn't find a place. But this guy is a really, really good card because it can, like I said, in scale, protect your Pendulum monsters, but on the field, it just basically, how could I say it? It just banish cards with himself until your next standby phase. So it's really, really good. And then lastly, for my monsters, I run 1 copy of Artistry Eccentric because I can search it with Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon during the end phase, and it's just really, really good card to have as a high scale, or just, you know, I don't need more than 1 for spot removal. So yeah, I just run the 1. And that's it for my monsters. No maxi, no anything weird like that. I just don't feel this deck need that. So yeah. And now we move on to spell. First off, 2 Sky Iris because I think it's the correct ratio. 1 Terraforming because once again I don't want to see 2 Terraformings or whatever in my hand. Just feeling like this is the correct ratio. You could disagree with me and run 2, but that's my playstyle at least. And then 1 Odd Eyes Fusion because it's a searchable card by Sky Iris, and you want to see this card in your hand really, really fast. And even if it's dead, you can discard it, but you most of the time gonna use it. So you just need the 1. And then for our Magician search capabilities, I run finally unban again a broken card. I just, in my opinion, it should have stayed at the semi-limited at least, but it's Pendulum Call. It's such a good card because it's just giving you the ability to add 2 Magicians with different names as long as you haven't activated a Magician effect, as well as it is limiting your Wisdom Eye, but it does giving you the last Magicians that you need, so it's not that bad. And then, you know, it's also protecting your scale for until your next turn. So I do like the 3 copies of this, and now it's searchable, so it's really, really good card. And then I also run 2 copies of Summoner Art because Summoner Art is an amazing card for basically getting your last combo piece if you don't open up with Pendulum Call. So it's just giving you the additional Magician, like the additional Dragon Pit if you need it. So double Summoner's Art in my opinion is important. And unfortunately I have to proxy, even though I got some box of Maximum Crisis, I wasn't able to get, and nobody in my my place got a Duelist Alliance, which I run 2 of, because, I don't know, but I do run 2 of and not 3 of, because in my opinion, 3 of it's cloggy, but you know what it does, it just, as long as you have a Pendulum scale, you can basically, or your opponent, you can basically search for a monster with Pendulum name, or spell or trap with Pendulum name. And then for our last 2 spells, I run 1 Upstart Goblin for 39 card consistency. And then 1 Ignite Reload, because sometimes I got a bad hand, but, you know, sometimes it is annoying that I cannot draw anymore, but it's not that bad. I can live with that. So, yeah, that's it for my spells, and that does it for my main deck. Now we'll move on to side real quick. So, first off, you do run the usual Diddy Crows. I run 2 because I don't have enough place. The 2 Gamma Seals, they could be any kaiju you want. The 2 Ghost Ogre, and the 1 Max C. I don't like Max C in the main deck in this particular build, but if you want, you can main it and put something as a 3rd DD Crow, whatever, but I just like it in the side. I like it in game 2, not game 1. And then 1 Regeki, 1 Dark Hole for spot removal, double Twin Twister for clearance, double Forbidden Chalice for negating monster effects, and then 1 Solemn Strike and the 1 Solemn Warning. And that's it for side. Now we'll move on to extra deck real quick. Now first off, Odd Eyes package. You know the lineup, it's pretty standard. 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. This is basically Odd Eyes Fusion target and Odd Eyes Raging Dragon if you need it for, you know, your plays. Meteor Burst, you need just the one, but it's pretty good. Vortex is it's in my opinion the best one, but you also need the one. And Absolute is the second best one, but you need two because you use it for Odd-Eyes Raging Dragon. Sorry guys. And it's also a good card to have just in general on field. So you want to run this ratio in my opinion at the very least. And for the next card, I run one copy of Nirvana High Paladin. Now it might seem strange, but it's not that hard to bring out in this deck, so I do like this card, and you can bring it out with a Meteor Burst and a level 3 Pendulum monster if you Pendulum summon it, or you can even bring it out with a Meteor Burst, activate Noble Dragon Magician effect on it, making it a level 4, and then activate it and bring it out with Oath. So this card is really good, recycle stuff, and it just can become a high scale. So you want to run one copy of this card in my opinion. If you don't want, you can run something else. And then Dimensional Dragons, they are free, because you know what it does, it just basically steal effects and becomes beat stick when it's summoned, as well as just it sends to the graveyard Regeki for a Dark Hole for not Regeki, it's Dark Hole. Regeki for special summoned monsters, negating effects and beat stick in general. So I do like those three very much in this deck. And then one very underrated card is one performable Golem. This card is the nuts. This card can push for OTKs so easily. Like you can bring this guy so easily with Golem and another Paladin Dragon, because the requirement is one performable monster and one dark monster, and Golem just help you with that. So level 5 or higher, just to let you know. And then his effect is you can burn your opponent for 200 points of damage for each card on the field. You're at least going to have 6 cards on the field, and your opponent probably going to have like 3 cards, for example, and just throwing it out there. You can burn your opponent with this effect alone 1800 points of damage. And then you have another effect. If it's summoned with a Pendulum monster, performable Pendulum monster, it can basically target a monster on the field, destroy it, and just becoming a Volcasaurus on that monster. So it's another dealing tons of damage, and then it's also on 2900 beat stick. Like this card is the nuts. And then I also run one Ignister, because it's a really good card, and the one Magister to search off my last Pendulum cards that I need. And then I run, for rank 7s, I run Red Ice Flare Metal Dragon, because it kills your opponent. One Castel, because spot removal. And the one Break Sword, because I do have level 3s, and Break Sword is an amazing rank 3 card. In my opinion, it's the best as it is right now. So, yeah, that does it for my Odd-Eyes deck profile. Hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like, subscribe. It's really helped me out. I noticed something really fun is that I have a lot of watch to my Blue Eyes deck, but no like comments or subscribes. So I really appreciate if you can guys help me, and it's really motivated me. And yeah, just don't forget to like I said, wait for the next. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which probably going to be uploaded tomorrow, and I will tell you the schedule as it is. See ya.